Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back. Alright, now I'm gonna let you know now. My net is a little bit spotty, so we're gonna try this. If for whatever reason I watch this back and, like, it doesn't look good, what I have done is I'm also recording, so I will, post the recorded version to YouTube. Twitch, I'm sorry, you might be out of luck if the stream decides to go out. I'm kind of going between the yellow and the red right now, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let's get started and see if we can get through this. All right, so yesterday, or last night rather, we listened to a very strong and emotional and just kind of, it was a good song. It was a, you know, a hopeful song, but it was very just not melancholic, but it was very emotional. Today what I have for you is something that is very upbeat and very strong. Just like this character, Toph Fong. I'm gonna actually go ahead and get into her a little bit after the video. You know, if you know, you know. If you don't, like I said, after the song, we'll go into her more within the reaction. So we're reacting to Divine Music, Move Mountains. Now, this song was uploaded 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. So, in 2022. Right? Yeah, we're in 2024 right now. So it was uploaded in 2022. And oh, hold on. There we go. And so yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm really excited for this one. I'm really pumped for this one. So here we go.
You can move or you can lie down. That is your choice. You could take the very moment and raise your voice. Show the ones who ever doubted, left you behind. Ignorance has left them blind. Gotta take the first step to find. You can take the way to break the state that they put in your mind. You must refuse to lose the fire in your soul that burns so bright. No one can ever tell you what to do or how to live your life. You could move mountains, move mountains. It's not the destination but the journey. Can you dust yourself off when the others call you? Eyes can play an evil game against you. Take the doubts as fuel, it's gonna take you far. Dig your heels into the earth when they try and tell you who you are. Show them what you're really worth. Never let their words define your heart. You gotta take that first step. You can take the way to break the state that they put in your mind. You must refuse to lose the fire in your soul that burns so bright. No one can ever tell you what to do or how to live your life. You could move decide. Don't let the world be the one to decide. If you could take another step, then don't cower and hide. 'Cause you never know if you never try. You could take the way to break the state that they put in your mind. You must refuse to lose the fire in your soul that burns so bright. No one can ever tell you what to do or how to live your life. You could move mountains, move mountains. You could move mountains. You can take the way.
Yeah. Okay. So, a little bit of background. So, Toph is a character that comes in the second season of Avatar, Book to Earth. She's obviously an Earthbender, and if you noticed, for those of you that don't really know anything about her, haven't seen the series, she's blind, completely blind. She cannot see. And the one thing that I will say is the franchise, and the creators, who one of them at least has gone and done kind of their own excuse me, their own thing. They're doing a series right now, another series on Netflix called The Dragon Prince. But one thing that they have always done really well is they have this way of showing and including people that you would say are disabled, but in a brilliant way, in a way that shows just how much strength that these people can have. And Toph was the first to do that. The team is looking, Aang is looking for an earthbending teacher, and at first he wants to turn to his friend Boomy, but Boomy basically says, I can't be your earthbending teacher. I'm not the one that you need. And he said that you need an earthbending teacher that waits and listens. And so, they go off and they end up, I don't even know if the province has a name. It's in the Earth Kingdom, but it's not any of the big cities, I don't think. Like I said, I'm not even sure if the province has a name. But they end up in a province and they're looking all over. At first they wind up at, it's supposed to be an earthbending academy. But it doesn't really go anywhere, and that leads them underground to a fight tournament. And, it's very like, bending meets, WWE meets like MMA type thing. And you just have these like outrageous characters that are kooky. You have the Boulder, who's supposed to be kind of a parody of The Rock. Actually voiced by Mick Foley, so it's a parody of a wrestler being voiced by another wrestler. But anyway, they're watching this and they're really getting into it. And then the announcer comes out and he's like, "All right, so next up is our champion." And they call her the Blind Bandit. And at first it's like, okay, Blind Bandit. But then she comes out and you actually see that she really is blind. Um, and she wipes the floor. She absolutely just wipes the floor with all of these, all of these fighters. And it's hilarious because, she's, I think she's 12. She's 12 years old. She's blind and she's just annihilating these guys. Um, and, then then we get into her story. And it's a familiar story, I think, You have her family who they mean well, but they think because she's blind and she's young, she's made of glass. Like, if she does anything, out of the ordinary or kind of outrageous, she's gonna break. Um, and it's frustrating for her, and so that's why she has to go basically undercover as this, icon called the Blind Bandit because she has to get away from her family every once in a while and just do what she loves to do, and that's earthbend. She loves earthbending, and she is phenomenal at it. Um, and I know, at least for me, like being in a wheelchair, sometimes people look at you and they they have their own like expectations. They have their own ideas of what you can do and what you can accomplish, and what you can't. And it's, I would say more often than not, at least these days, it's not spiteful. It's not like, they're trying to be rude or mean or anything. It's just they're, I don't want to say narrow-minded, but they just, they underestimate you. Um, and I think that kind of goes for, any kind of disability, you know, blindness, um, you know, paraplegic, quadriplegic, um, you know, uh, learning disabilities, all of these different things that they underestimate. Not realizing that like some of the most brilliant and strong people in the world have these things. And Toph really fits that bill because she's brilliant, she's quick on her feet, and she's innovative. And she's also just, really, really, high energy. Um, Part of the song, I've heard one reactioner uh was joking around a little bit and saying, "Well, you really couldn't find, a lyric for Earth. You had to go into another element, because it says you must refuse to lose the fire in your soul that burns so bright." But they were joking, but really, like the thing, the reason that fits so well is because Toph has the fire that I think is brighter than any Earthbender. I bet Firebender. She has a fire in her that is brighter than any Firebender. And just the way that she just lives her life. But not only is she young and she's blind, but her family is a very high esteem. So she has a lot, kind of going against her in that category. And so, um, it forces her to have to make some choices. Um, but the thing that I like the most about Toph is, not only does she not let her blindness get her down, she uses, not only does she use it as her strength, but she also is just, she's a hoot, you know? She's constantly like joking around. Like I remember one episode, um, they were, I think they were in the middle of a battle and they were on a ship and one of the characters, I think it was Aang or maybe it was Sokka, was like, okay, okay, Toph, you go ahead and take the wheel. And she's like, oh, that's a brilliant idea. Let the blind girl steer the ship. And like she doesn't back away from those things. She's joking around, but she can also be really really serious and sometimes the voice of reason. Um, there's one point in which they're trying to make a decision about another teacher that Aang needs, but because of who it is, the team really really doesn't want them to be there. Um, and Toph literally says, Aang needs a this type of bending teacher, and here they are on our doorstep, and you won't even think about it. And she says, sometimes I really wonder if I'm the one who's blind. And it really kind of hits because, um, in the song, uh, one of two of the lines actually is, ignorance has made them blind, and also eyes can play a mean old game against you. And it's true, you know, when you when you're too quick to judge somebody, whether it's somebody with a disability or just somebody that like you don't like, or somebody that you don't know if you can trust, um it's one of the things where if you look narrow-mindedly at it, then yeah, it can hold you back, and it can literally make you blind. Like, whether you're blind by just ignorance or anger or any of those things, eyes can play a mean old game against you. And you're just, you can't see the brilliance in it, or you can't see, that maybe this person is this way because they've had a really hard life. You know, maybe this person is this way because they've been abused. Maybe they've been abandoned. Maybe they've been what have you. There's tons and tons of different reasons why somebody could be a certain way. And the thing about that particular scene was, you know, Toph has this ability to, she can tell when people are lying or not because she listens, you know, she can hear the way they're breathing, she can hear just the way that, maybe their heart is, beating. And there's this kind of, I guess, a tone, I think, um, in a way in which she reacts to them. And she literally says, this person is not lying. They're being sincere. But again, because they had their own hurt feelings and because they had their own prejudices, um, in the beginning, they ignored that, and it really, really frustrated her. But not only is Toph, a really good judge of character, but like I said earlier, she's innovative. Toph was the very, very first Earthbender to be able to figure out how to find the way in which Earth blends with metal to be able to metal bend. She was the first one to be able to do it. And it's interesting because as you learn the lore, you learn that the first Earthbenders were these creatures called badger moles. And they, in fact, are blind. And so she's closer to, the very element itself than anybody that they had met on their travels before. And that's part of what makes her so strong and so powerful. Um, because she's so in tune to it, but also because, like I said before, she doesn't let anything hold her back. Yeah, Toph is probably my favorite character. And I really, really love and I appreciate the time and the care that it took the creators to make this character and to, help this character come to life. The person that voiced her, Jessie Flower, was her stage name at the time, is brilliant. I've seen her reactions to, she kind of went back into the show on her channel on YouTube. She went back into the show and she's watching these different episodes and reacting to them, and yeah, she's brilliant. And it's not surprising to me that she was able to bring Toph to life the way that she did back then. And I mean, at 12 years old, it was absolutely incredible. But yeah, it really is. It's something that I think it's not as overlooked these days, but I do feel like sometimes it's a subject that is not quite carried out right. But Avatar and the Dragon Prince, they do it right. Now, the character in the Dragon Prince is not blind; she's deaf. But she is the head of an army. She's like the equivalent of a general without actually being necessarily a general, because it's not that kind of army. It's like a guard, but she's at the top. She's at the very top because she's so good at what she does. And not only that, but like the way that they animate the sign language, and they get it so well to where like people that actually know sign language can, pick out words and they're accurate. Like they really took time and care to really get these characters right. You know, and I think that, again, that's something that is rare even today, you know, as important as inclusion seems to be. I think when it comes to, you know, disabilities like blindness, uh, like, you know, deafness, you know, sometimes they still just get it wrong. But I'm glad that they didn't in these two instances. I think that it shows the strength and the kind of strength needed for for people like us. Um. So yeah, I I love this character. I love this song. I think that it incorporates Toph again perfectly, just like the Uncle Iroh and the Zuko song. It took her strengths, you know, and it did a few play on words based on, you know, based on her blindness, but turning it around on the others, you know, um, and showing how she is just this powerhouse, you know, this powerhouse character, this powerhouse person, and it was just brilliant. So, yeah, that's my reaction. Um, if you want to check out the song, and I suggest that you do, the link is down below in the YouTube video. And also, if you have a chance, um, one, check out Avatar: Last Airbender, obviously. Um, both versions. I promise you, both versions are good. If you've heard things, don't listen. You know, make your own decisions, make your own judgments based on, you know, just watching them. I did, and I didn't regret it. I promise you. I mean, I'm not going to promise you because, again, I'm telling you, make your own judgments. But yeah, watch them both. And also, if you can, check out the Dragon Prince because I'm telling you, top tier. I don't know how. There must be experience in there somewhere. They must know somebody, or they must. I don't know, but the inclusion of these characters is top tier, and you have to see it to believe it. So I encourage you, check out Avatar, check out the Dragon Prince, um, and just have fun with it. That's all I can say is have fun with it. And with that, we've reached the end of our reactionary series, at least for, you know, this particular show, this particular franchise. Um, there will be more in the future, I'm sure. I'll think of others to react to for different reasons. But I think what I'm going to do next, actually, is I've had time to really kind of absorb and really think about my uh, my real feelings about the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender. So I want to do that again. This one will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, um, don't watch because, and really, if you haven't seen the original, don't watch either because I'm going to really dig in because I want people to understand, you know, really what I liked, why I liked it, and what I didn't care for, and why I didn't care for it, and also just like my interpretation of the show, what it did, what it was supposed to do, and what these actors did and have the potential to bring to the table now that we have actual confirmation that not only will book 2 happen, but book 3 as well. So look out for that. That's going to be sometime within the next couple of days. So anyway, with that, I believe we're done. So until next time, take care everybody, and thank you for watching.